Welcome to the San Clemente Podcast, the only local podcast in the best beach town in the world. We're here to bring you weekly episodes highlighting everything from sports, culture, entertainment, politics, and everything else this beach town has to offer. Welcome back to the San Clemente Podcast. Brian De La Puente and I are so excited to have two San Clemente absolute legends in the studio. AJ Pasquale, Mel Pasquale, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Us. Pleasure to be here.
Stoked.
Guys.
Yep.
It's been a long time coming. I know we've been kind of going back and forth and trying to get you guys on. And
Sidelines of the football game. We talked about it, but here we are. AJ kept on top, so here we are.
Yeah, it's been. Got a lot to talk about. I know, Mel, you've got deep roots in town. San Clemente graduates. We got Nick's story, foundation. There's a lot youth sports. There's a lot I want to talk about. Starting the Pop Warner. Like, there's a lot of things. But let's kick it off, dude. Let's go. Mel, I know you're deep roots in town.
Yep.
Talk about growing up in town. What was San Clemente like? Who were some of your buddies, characters? I know we talked about Hamro being one of your close buddies.
Yeah, John and I go way, way back from, I don't want to, we talked about that with John, but, we grew up in Short Cliffs and we were very blessed to have a very unique growing up, sandlot, football, baseball below John's home. And everybody would come down, and that's what we did. There were no e-bikes. There wasn't any Gatorade that was drinking out of a hose, literally.
Yeah.
And that's what we did to the beach. We lived in Short Cliffs, and we went from the beach to playing sandlot football to back to the beach. And that was our lives. We were very blessed. We didn't know it at the time, but we lived a very simple life. So it was really awesome.
Did being down in Short Cliffs, was there a disconnect with, like, were you guys Short Cliffs to Pochi, or was it like, did you guys make it into town, go down to the pier and
No, and everybody did not like the Short Cliffs people.
Gotcha.
We lived in our own little private Idaho, and if you ask all the locals, they're just like, "Oh yeah, Short Cliffs people." So that's it's kind of, we go there. We're very blessed to go down. My sister-in-law lives there. Our dear friends, the Foremans, Paige, and then Mike Foreman was my dear friend. We grew up together, and unfortunately he passed away a couple years ago, but embraced with them, and we go down with Kale and Paige, and we're still part of the family down there, and we're blessed. And we enjoy it thoroughly, and that's a very, very special place in this town. And like I said, you ask the locals, it's a place that's talked about, and everybody's like, how do you get in there?
Sure.
So AJ brings the kids down, Hannah, and we have an amazing time.
That's killer.
Barbecuing. And we were just down there the other day watching the king tide. It's really messed up what's happening at the beaches, but it's a whole nother deal.
Too.
It's nuts. I was gone, but AJ was FaceTiming the whole time. I couldn't believe how big the surf was. I haven't seen that in a long time.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Still big.
And I think more coming.
Yeah. It's been big for the last 10 days.
Yep. So started doing that at a young age. My father was the vice principal at San Clemente High School in 1966, 67. So as a young buck, I was getting up every morning going to work with him, working out.
Sure.
Before he went to his job, and then I'd run up the hill to Ole Hansen. And then I got introduced to his best buddy, Ali Schaff, who was the football coach, and I became the ball boy.
Okay.
And that
original ball boy.
Yeah. I was, and everybody thought I was the town hero, and they couldn't believe, like, what am I doing on the sidelines with this team?
Right.
And San Clemente football, to be honest with you, it's been like this forever since it started. And everybody in this town wanted to be part of it. And to this day, people, like AJ was saying, they want to be part of it.
Right.
They want to be part of the Friday Night Lights. Right. It's a thing. Like I told you earlier, the Texas football, this is the closest thing you're going to find
for sure
in San Clemente. But that's how it all started for me. And it's been a blessing. It's the greatest thing ever. And it's really part of who I am and what I built with my boys too.
Right. So when you were ball boy going to San Clemente High School, I know that we were sold the story of we're the Beach Boys, nobody respects us, all that stuff. And
so true.
For years, like before Coach Mack and that whole staff got there, San Clemente wasn't very good.
But I can tell you, Ali Schaff I can go back, to 1976. Tommy Aarons, Stan Mathis, the list goes on and on. Tim Felicities. These guys were studs.
So that support, community
that
support
year,
was there.
Oh, it was big time. And this is old school football. You're eating salt tablets, the whole deal,
Sure.
and doing things you probably shouldn't have been doing in the workout and running it up and down, doing, bear crawls up and down the bleachers, and they don't let you do that anymore. Wheelbarrows, you name it. But Ali Schaff put together one of the greatest teams ever of San Clemente, and people, so long ago, they don't really talk about it anymore. But I'll tell you, that was what I watched, and that's what I knew as football, and what studs they were and how physical. And we became the Beach Boys, Surfer Boys, but very, very strong, very physical. And you didn't want any parts of them because they'd ring you out on a Friday night.
Oh yeah. I like hearing that.
Yeah.
I feel like the narrative we were kind of pitched was like, everyone else thinks we're soft, thinks we're whatever.
Yeah. But as years went on, Brian, we had a run from, in the 90s there where before Matt came, we were getting thumped.
Yeah.
Bad.
So that wasn't not true from those guys. It wasn't just the coach speak.
Yeah.
It was rough. But talk about powerhouse, like since Matt got till now, like it's a program
it's
to be
legit.
respected. Yeah.
Big time. It's the coaching, the dedication, the youth football programs that were built back, and it became a farm, it's a farm league that feeds San Clemente High School, and it's pretty awesome.
Right. So you've graduated college, came back to town, or
I never left San Clemente. I was gone for a short period for like a year with my dad out in Banning, which that didn't work.
Right.
So
I missed the beach.
I came back, and got married to my wife, Lori. We've been married 38 years, and got into the whole football scene with John Hamrow, Mac, and Crapo, and they let me in a little bit more. And I wasn't coaching, but they let me be in the meetings, and the list went on. I was part of it. It was awesome.
Right.
And I watch these guys, and they're like, hey man, as time started going, AJ was growing up, and like I said, in that 6th, 7th grade area, and Seahawk football was there, and we went to a practice one day, and they're out, and AJ's like, yeah, I want to play.
Yeah.
So signed up.
I remember leaving soccer practice. That's what you do. Little league,
Sure.
Little league and soccer is the first sports that you kind of get introduced to. And we're walking out the front fields, the softball field, at the front of the high school, and these kids were clanging and banging in full pads. I'm like, I need to go do that.
Yeah.
I don't think it wasn't a local Pop Warner program. It was someone from Laguna using our fields. And it was 1999. I was 9 years old, and with his relationships at the high school, we were able to start the South Coast Seahawks.
Awesome.
Full circle, and coincidentally that our guy Sam just won a Super Bowl this year.
That's killer.
And after a couple of years of that, we had the idea to kind of mesh the branding with the high school.
Yeah.
We'd be going to the Friday Night Lights, want to be like the big guys. And I think that kind of foundation is what built the mantra.
So were you you started it his first year?
Correct. It was the Seahawks. Her name was Michelle Barada. She hit me up. I went to a meeting one night, and next thing you know, I'm coaching an athletic director. Within 24 hours, I went home and went, my God, what did I just do?
What did I sign myself up for?
What did I just do?
So the Beach Boys got a thumping, I will say, for the first couple of years,
Sure.
Getting everything organized, having a competitive team across all fields. There was no 7-on-7 or real flag football programs. It went from, said sandlot ball to strapping up and playing the Saddleback Bears.
For sure.
Get thumped.
After 2 years of abuse, we quickly turned that thing around. And I think we were talking about it earlier, but kind of having that unison in lingo of plays that the high schools were running, and also simplifying a lot of the terminology, I think set us apart, as he said, from coaching and preparation, whether it's this podcast or a business meeting or going into a game. I think that's something that we've prided ourselves on as a family, but also as a program from youth sports to high school.
Sure.
We're running Bart and Lisa and Skipper
Same
and
one,
Ginger,
yeah.
all the same stuff.
Skipper Crab.
Absolutely.
What was your favorite
Skipper
play?
and Ginger.
Ginger.
Skipper and Ginger.
Yeah, best ever.
You weren't the fly guy though.
No, I was. I was not my senior year.
Yeah,
Freshman and
you
sophomore.
were the guy in the back.
I was, but I'd come in the slot. position. And
Yeah.
I could run that Skipper and Ginger, and Skipper and Ginger stop
Yep, there
real
you go.
quickly.
Skip
It
a
was so
stop,
much
one of
fun.
the best.
What was the
Oh,
what was the counter off of Ginger and
Betty.
No,
Betty.
Magic,
Cookie.
and Cookie.
Cookie? Those ones were
So those were very, very, very hard to defend.
touched.
Very hard to defend.
Impossible to defend.
Yeah, Hamro loved that play.
Dude,
like
I-
it was, they blocked that thing, and we ran. So his oh God, what year was it? 2001. We had a really good team. I put together a pretty good team. We ended up running the table. We won the Orange Ball, first Orange Ball that was ever won in the Seahawk history. Went 12-0. We won the regionals, won the whole deal. It was awesome. It was so much fun. But AJ happened to be, he was damn good running back, and they all went both ways.
Yeah.
But we'd run the same play 6 times in a row,
Yeah.
and we only had 6 plays.
They couldn't stop it.
Stopping.
They couldn't stop it. We had 6 plays, and we would run it out of 6 different looks.
There you go.
That's all we did. And these coaches were like, they didn't know what was coming at them. And that was
Run it.
due to Hamro and Mac, because they taught me
Yeah.
what to do and how to do it. Mac always used to tell, Mel, sweep till they weep.
There you go. That's what I, as I got further in my career, Coach Payton, that's what he did. We had a simple playbook, but we ran it the same play out of different personnel, different formations, different motions to get to the same shit.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, they're going to play Sproles with this guy.
Yeah.
We're going to run it up this way. It's like, oh, it's a chess game.
Yeah.
And that's what I dug about getting further on, is not worrying about what's my job, but it's like the big picture.
Hmm.
And you're like, no, we run the same play, different formations, try to stop it. We're going to get ourselves in the right. We're going to tip the scales this way. I love it. I think
It
it's
was
great.
awesome.
And it's simple for the kids.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And Brian's now letting his boy play
Yeah, we're
youth football,
First
which
time.
is, I've been telling him for the last couple of years, I'm like, it's the best experience in the world. It's
it
so
is.
much fun.
Yeah, he's excited.
It's changed a little bit, though. I don't think I could coach in today's world. The drills that we used to do were pretty.
Yeah.
I don't think they're friendly anymore.
Oklahoma drill.
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't. Yeah,
Oh,
I just found out last year they don't allow the Oklahoma drill anymore.
we did bull in the ring. We did it all.
Yeah.
And these kids, I mean, we're running half lines, full speed, doing everything. We're running pursuit drills. I don't even think you do pursuit drills anymore.
So you think they're too soft on him now?
Yes and no. I mean, the game's changed so much, and I feel like it's just getting faster. And I don't know. I can't say that. That's true, but it's definitely got to be. You got to keep it in, and we don't want to be getting hurt, especially at that age. But these poor guys, man, they got thumped pretty good.
What was it like? I mean, Jeff and I both are in it right now, coaching our kids. I've got the 2 boys. I've coached some of their stuff. I have not coached some of their stuff. As a dad, and my dad is the coach. Talk on that. Talk on like the challenges of being a dad and a coach. When do you draw the line? How do you draw the line? When does equity come into play versus winning?
So, with my boys, I always told them if they want, I think I've heard you say this before. If they're not willing to go, let's go, I'm not forcing them to go.
Yes.
And we had I was blessed to have really good, his friends, Nick's friends. We had really good athletes around us, and we were blessed. And back then the rules were kind of weird, and we just throw together a practice up on the thing, and like this time of year, and get everybody together, and we'd start working on it. And, it's changed so much. And now all the rules are different and whatever, but we had the best
Changed so
time.
much, but it's still
Still
much of
the
the same. We're playing the same sports.
Mhm.
I can speak to our relationship too. Obviously, he made it very clear, driving to practice, that when we get to this field, you're not my son anymore. And if anything, you're probably going to get it harder.
Sure.
Right.
And you got to be willing to go in there and put in the work. He's not going to want to do it if I don't want to be. And fortunately,
Mhm.
we were all on board.
Do you remember that as a 9-year-old?
I remember
10-year-old?
driving down Pico, going to the high school before that big season that we had in 2001. And he's like, look, we're cool, but out there, you're going to get it just like everyone else. And it's because I love you.
Right.
And when we come back in the car.
So this is what we did.
He was able to turn it off when you got back into the car.
Able to turn it off. I think I've heard you guys talk about wanting to ride home with the grandparents. Haven't experienced that just yet, you know. He held true to his word.
He'll
felt
do
like
great.
we had a good working relationship. It's interesting for me though, coming from a sports household, a dad and mom that were extremely involved. I don't know if I'm observing from afar with all of my other family friends and guys like you that are maybe a few years ahead of me and seeing all the chaos. And I love all sports, but all sports all the time, everything in moderation might be a little bit more tolerable. So we'll see when
it's important to go to the beach. It's important to do family stuff.
It is. And
Go on
that's what
family
I
trips.
learned. So I'll tell you real quick on that note. Tim Wilson, Travis's dad, and I coached these guys for a long time. And Tim and I had a kind of a little bit of a rule. You take care of him, I'll take care of Travis. We won't. And that's what we did. And it worked great. He would tell me what to say, and I'd tell him what to say, and he'd go
I
up.
love it.
And so there was no one ever saw us really talking to our sons really like that. So it was always done. Then that we did that. And I thought it was really good the way we did that. And I think it helped a lot. And then I did the same thing with Nick exactly. And it worked. Back to when these kids want to do it, either they want to do it or they don't want to do it. And he wanted to do it. Nick wanted to do it. And then Nick watched AJ be very good at what he was doing. And Nick took it to a next level of the workout behind the scenes. And I always told him, you want to be successful, do it when they're not looking. Okay. Before practice, after practice, in the gym, wherever it might be, working out, throwing. And that's what these guys did. And they learned it. And the film, because I learned a lot at the high school watching film and learning to critique and how to do it and how to get better and better at what your task is and what position you are. So it was it was quite a ride. It was a lot of fun, and I think we did the best we could do.
For sure.
Being a parent / coach, it's hard, as you guys are probably doing it right now. It's difficult.
Yeah, there's just a lot of every sport, every situation presents different challenges.
Yeah.
And I think the root of it is moderation, like balance, like
100%.
like almost like a work-life balance. It's got to be sports life balance. Like my kids right now, we don't have any, it's summer.
Yep.
They're like out
having fun,
doing lemonade stands and going to the beach and skimboarding and body surfing and all the fun kids stuff, getting dirty.
Right.
But come end of July, we're going to start football. Hey, dude,
it's on.
Let's go. We're going to focus. We're going to show up and we're going to be disciplined and we're going to do what the coach asks us and we're going to be respectful. And those things that come from football that I am ready for, because what I've realized about myself is football, especially being a lineman, what our toes over the line, like that shit bugs the, like, no, hey, when I say on the goal line, I mean on the goal line. Yeah. And I struggle with the 8-year-olds, right? Yeah. Because it's okay, we're not that serious. Okay. But I'm excited for that next level of be like, no, when we jump off sides, it fucks the whole thing.
It's over.
Like we're running. We're not jumping off sides. We're going to be disciplined. We're going to control the controllables, because at the end of the day, then it comes down to effort. Right. So I'm excited about it. But it's cool to hear like you've done it. The kids have came through it. You guys are still best buds.
Yes.
You've learned so much about each other. You have those common, common experiences that no one can take away.
Yeah. We talked about stories and discipline, and I just thought of one that came to mind about his coaching philosophies and, being prepared and outworking everyone and hustle and conditioning. And that's one of many things that we separated ourselves on. And I love that he always was involved in the conditioning. Maybe he did it selfishly to trim some fat, but also led the pack and said, if this guy at 40 can do it, and you guys better be able to keep up. And his famous line was, you're going to hate me now, but you're going to love me in the fourth quarter.
Sure.
So Mel was out there
running,
getting his hands dirty, running sprints.
Like I said, I don't want to like date what was, but it's been a while. And the parents back then were, they sitting there with their lounge chair with their, their cocktail on their, their tumbler watching, and, little Johnny's, a couple of them were having a rough ride. And I always told the parents, I'm out here, man. And if your little 9-year-old or 10 or 11-year-old can't keep up with a bunch of old coaches, then he needs to get in shape.
Sure.
And we literally, that's what it was. And I don't know if they're still doing all that stuff. I really don't know if that's a thing, but
did you ever taper the conditioning to be like, shit, I don't want to run 10 today?
No, more.
Good for you.
Good.
I'd be like, hey, let's do
honestly, this is what we did, and that's why we were successful. And it's not, and they loved it. They couldn't eat enough of it.
Yeah.
We'd be at the Forster Ranch thing right there, Steed Park running. I'd run them, and then we went to another field up there by the Forster Ranch things, and there was a hill at the top. I used to do that more with Nick's group than him, but I'm like, see the top guys?
Let's do it.
Some kids were like, let's go.
Well, that's what's cool about football. As I said, love all sports, but there's something about that sport that
You push 'em.
the grit and the discipline developed in that.
It's like no other sport.
You don't get in any other areas.
And the other thing that I learned, the discipline, to his point, and that's why we won a lot of football games, because they were so disciplined. We would go on 2, 3, and if, like you said, you make one mistake, you're costing the team one mistake.
Yes.
And they got so good at executing. When we needed a first down, I just go on 3. They jumped every time.
Yeah.
First down. They're like, oh, this is awesome. So once they got a taste of that, they just wanted to keep going and going. And then, I would run out, with his group, mostly because I knew the playbook so well. We'd run out, timeout, and go, what play do you guys want to run? Like, let's run Clark. Done. Touchdown. And that's how it worked. I never really did it. They did it. And they were
back to that simplicity and understanding your assignment, being able to play fast when your best is needed, and then being conditioned to answer the call on whatever came in. So I love it.
It was fun, man.
When I was back home for before training camp would start, I would always go to high school, and Ortiz was super open doors, right?
Yep.
Weight room, field, whatever I needed. I remember my dad, who in his own right he's probably pissed off I'm telling this story. Was a very great athlete, but we were running out that days was hundreds. We were running 110s. I think I had, I don't know, maybe 20 of them or something. He's like, you know what? I'm going to run with you today. We do one down on the way back. I'm not fast, right? He's a faster guy. Boom, like a sniper. He's down. Calf gone. And it's like, dude, oh man, he was trying his best to keep up. But so did you, when you were doing that, was there ever any like, there's my hamstring?
I honestly was very lucky. In those days, like right now, I probably would have a problem. Truth be known. But no, I didn't. And we conditioned a lot. I did it with both groups. It was part of what my strategy of having these guys. I mean, we're playing in Lakewood. It's 110, 105. And if you're not ready for that, you're going to fold. And
for sure.
that was our thing. And we played in Pasadena. We played in some, as you guys do it right now, you play in some, it gets hot.
For sure.
And we have pretty good weather here, but you got to go over the top in conditioning. And once again, I don't know if they're doing that stuff. I know Coach Ortiz does it. He keeps them in really, really good shape. And that was the biggest fear, like in high school, the 110s, like when you come back from this break right now, he's like, 110s, you better be ready. Yeah. It's really amazing how many kids don't prepare for that. Right. Like I did it. I coached there for a long, long time, and I'd stand there and just go, oh my God. And then next thing you know, we're up because they didn't do their job. And I'm there at the field at 5:30 in the morning because, some of these guys failed their conditioning tests. And I'm like, now you're messing with me and my time because you didn't do your job.
So,
and that's how we learned.
So we're June 16th right now.
Right.
Do the boys need to be preparing right now?
Right now.
Next year's
100%. And that's what I can tell you, all the great teams that I coached, these guys did it on their own. Yeah. They'd go to the beach. I mean, I remember our 2016 team. These guys were down at the beach. They're running in the sand
all summer long.
They didn't stop. They didn't. They were overachieving young men that wanted it. And they knew that they had a good squad. And usually when, we always said at San Clemente, when you have good kids, they have good grades, they're usually the best teams that you have because they were raised right. they were just good, solid kids, and they're willing to overachieve, and they did. And they weren't told to go do it. They did it. They made their own groups, you know, and I think some of that's still going on, but that's what I witnessed. Even, you know, back in AJ's group, amazing teams, back in Nick's group, same, and it just keeps going. And that 2016 team was really, really good because of what they did on their own. So they were prepared when they did show up July, whatever, 5th or 6th, and they've been on the houseboat or they went to Tahiti, wherever they went, and they came back and they're like, oh man, I'm not in shape. And then it becomes a problem. So, and
something
then
to
it's
hit
time
on
to switch.
the work ethic piece as well, aside from discipline and preparation that are key components of our success. But when Nick was 7 years old, I want to say around 2000, diagnosed with a rare hip disease, that he was always a smaller guy and was complaining about his hip, and ended up having to get 3 screws in his hip, multiple surgeries, body cast.
As a 7-year-old.
As a 7-year-old, from the waist down, in a wheelchair. Told him he'd never play sports again. And he took that as best as a 7-year-old could be. And used that as fuel to know that, hey, if I want to get back out on the field and prove everyone wrong, I'm gonna have to go above and beyond in all the other smaller areas to make up for what I'm lacking in size and deficiencies in my hip and my growth. So I feel like that was the starting point of Nick taking it to the next level. He's complimentary of my work ethic, but I enjoyed the rewards of playing the games than the weightlifting and the speed training that a lot of kids in Nick's group really leaned into. So I think that is a main testament as to why he, you know, accomplished way more than me and was able to earn an opportunity in Westwood.
Could you tell when Nick was 7 years old? Could you tell he was just a little different and resilient?
No, I didn't. It didn't hit me till he was like 9 or 10. And his body started, you know, he was tiny, but he loved working out. Like, he loved it. Him and his buddy would come in, Chad Foster would come in our garage, and we had a treadmill. They broke it. I'm like, I hear them out there, and they got on 10, and they had a bench. They're doing bench, and then the other guy's on there on 10 going, like running, I mean, as fast as they can, and they're going back and forth.
And they love it, though. They love it.
That's my point. And that's when it hit me. I'm like, oh my God, these guys are crazy.
Yeah, they're different.
And he was, and he just loved it. And he had the little brother syndrome thing going on, I think. He watched him. He goes, I'm going to be better than you. And
what was the gap between you two?
3 years, but 4 grades. So we just missed each other in high school. I graduated, and then he was a freshman. And, hit the ground running.
Yeah, he was definitely into it. You know, and I had the high school experience with the film and, you know, teaching him, and he took it to another level when I wasn't where he wasn't, and he was just doing it himself. And that's, I think, was huge. And then he just loved working out. Like,
was that contagious among his peers too?
100%.
You got
same. Remember I said about 2016? That 2011 team did the same exact thing. That team was loaded. And these guys did so much extra work. It was, you know, Bob Basenko. I don't remember if you remember that name. He was a coach at Mission for a long, long time. I actually grew up with him. And he became a quarterback guru for Travis Wilson. And Travis called Nick, hey man, I need you to catch for me we did it on Sundays. So we started doing that. He was like 7th or 8th grade, right? They started doing that. So Travis was paying to get, you know, reps. And so he had to bring a receiver. So the next thing you know, every Sunday we're doing this. And that's when I saw his ability to catch the ball just got better and better. His quickness, his twitch, everything. And that's behind the scenes. No one knew. And that thing started just absolutely blowing up. And if most of these quarterbacks in town at that time, a lot of them were going there, and Bob taught them, you know. And so anyways, that's how it all started happening. So when Nick was a freshman at San Clemente, he was, you know, they had a really good squad, and same thing. there was 110, like when AJ was a freshman, 110 kids were on the team.
Wow.
That's it.
110. Think about that.
That's a lot of kids.
110 just on the freshman team.
Freshman team. So this is what happened. These kids, a lot of them never played. They had the B, what was it called? The Bees?
A and B team. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they called them,
Just
they
on
called them
freshman
the Killer Bees. And they would play a fifth quarter.
Yeah.
And
That's when the Killer Bees would come out in the fifth quarter.
yes, that's meaning that you didn't play.
Yeah.
Second, whatever you want to call
Yep.
it.
Yep.
So Nick didn't come off the field. He played it the whole time. And so at the end of his freshman year, Ortiz like, hey man, I need to talk to you. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I want to bring him up. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, I need him. I'm like, what do you mean? So fast forward to the summer, we go into our first passing league. He's now at the beginning of his sophomore season, and there was a senior corner, and we were playing against doesn't matter, it's passing league. This kid started, and he got toasted twice. Put Nick in, never came off the field. Sophomore year as a varsity player.
Okay.
And then from that point, it was on, and he just
At corner.
And then they used him. They used him
DB as well.
So his sophomore year, he was two-way. He was starting corner. He played H. He was on kick return,
More
punt,
you can do.
punt return.
On varsity.
Yes,
As a
as
sophomore.
sophomore.
I don't think people realize how hard that is to
And
do.
his
and how rare that
in
is.
his career, he played almost 38 varsity football games, which a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
But he played a ton of football.
That's
And
3 years.
he played both ways, I think, the whole time.
Yeah.
He didn't come on. So it got to the point where Patton's like, hey man, if you want a breather like on fourth or whatever on punt return, just let me know.
I'm good, coach.
He never wanted to come out
He
there.
didn't want to come out. I actually was helping out at the time, and I'll never forget Weird Al Camino. I could see it in his eyes. I'm like, you need to take a break, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'll drink. Oh, yeah, drink. I just want to drink. He take up back in.
It's awesome.
So yeah, it was but he earned it. And then at the high school level, I think his film prep was really, really big.
He was smart.
He loved football.
He understood where to be in
high IQ of football, and he learned he just learned how to read film and put some time
So
in.
then the recruiting process, what did that look like? When did UCLA become?
So we went obviously all the way to the finals, and he really didn't have anything. What Davis?
Just looking at Davis and a couple other smaller schools, and then having that playoff run and that exposure, and seeing the longevity of his production and durability despite smaller in stature, and Coach Mora, who you had experience working with up in Seattle for a brief moment, got the job at UCLA, was tasked with reforming that roster, and
he invited us to a basketball game. It was at when they're redoing Poly, so it was at the Honda Center, I guess what they call it. There was UCLA was playing, and he invited us. So Nick and I went up there, met Coach Mora, and he had this like connection with him. I don't know. I could see it. I'm like,
okay, that's where we're going.
No, seriously, like I could just tell. Like
Coach Mora had that.
He did. He is really good at like reading people, and he likes you right away, or whatever. So Coach, he texted me on the way home. I really want to set something like, because I don't know if I can offer him a scholarship, but I want to offer him a walk on. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. So I think it was in March. He called us up, and it was a done deal.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
What was it like as a brother? Were you guys competitive? Were you in full support at this time of life? Or talk to us about that.
Yeah, of course. No, we had a great relationship, good brotherly love, and healthy competition. It wasn't, there wasn't.
They never fought.
I ask because I've got 3 boys, 14, 11, and 8, and I can't say the same.
I can tell you, they never ever fought. Did you guys ever fight?
Of course.
Not here, not
exactly, not like a fist fight.
Like
Exactly.
It's like physically.
Like my boys love each other, but yeah, they'll get after each other too. But again, I see the competitiveness between the brothers, and of course, you always want the best for them. But again,
yeah, no, always a great, healthy relationship, wanting to just bring the best out of each other. And I was his biggest fan. we missed each other in high school, so had a little bit of a gap, but he was always the little brother to all of my friends, looked up to us, and was embraced within our group. And then, I was at NAU, Northern Arizona, studying business out there, but I would either have the game streaming on Friday Night Lights on the big screen or come home at every chance I could get to support him and watch him. And then, more importantly for UCLA, I was elated. Sure. I was ready to go to UCI or UC Davis, but UCLA is a little bit more glamorous and something that he had worked so hard and earned over the years. So I was excited.
So we kind of hit the ground running up there. He's coming in as, hey coach, put me anywhere, and I'll.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll give you a little timeline there. So I got a late offer, and then packed up and went to camp, and he took them to San Bernardino. It's a
Dirty Dino.
It was bad. Yeah. Then staying in Westwood at the hotel and getting
Coach's like, we're gonna make you uncomfortable.
Yes, that'll do it.
So they loaded them in the buses and thought they were going to San Bernardino, put the shades down, and they were down in Coronado in San Diego, and they went through 24 hours of rigorous Navy SEAL training. So we've seen all those programs out there and what that looks like. And Nick being a workout king, a beach guy from San Clemente, like, this is awesome. Maybe not the timing that I wanted going into 2 weeks of health camp, 2-a-days, but let's do it. And there's all different walks of life in a locker room and a football team, and particularly water safety is not something people
are trained to do.
Yeah, never been in the ocean in their lives.
Exactly.
Yeah. So as the story goes, I think they're probably 3/4 of the way through the training, probably middle of the night, and they get tasked with getting in teams of 6 in these boats and driving, paddling out through the swell, and their boat was capsized and had a teammate that was not a sufficient swimmer and ended up saving his life, is what we were told.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Talk about freaking liability.
Yeah.
Coach Moore, what
yeah.
But that's so badass.
Yeah. It does. It just bonds that group.
Yeah. Big time.
And it hey, remember that time I saved your life?
Then
now all of a sudden this Saturday, whatever, fourth quarter.
Yep.
It's not that serious.
Well, even talking with Sam, right? He said their locker room was just different. Like, they had that bond and relationship, and they wanted to go to battle together.
Right.
So Nick's a freshman.
Yes.
Leading this team of 6, saving a teammate's life. As a freshman, you're like, hey, be seen, not heard. Right?
Yeah.
So
just pushing the limits and all the exercises, not being the one, be the dead weight, holding the team back, and even going above and beyond, and leaning on his comfortability in the water to, take his team and his group to the next level was just a catapult and to that chapter that he was diving into, and just rang true to exactly who he was and who my parents raised.
So you were a senior while he was a incoming freshman at UCLA?
I was a freshman in college when he was a freshman in high school.
Gotcha.
Yep. So
gotcha.
And then sorry.
Yep. Gotcha.
I just dove into the corporate world.
Yes.
And he was a freshman at UCLA.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
But yeah, biggest fan, and so fired up. Didn't miss a game there for the first year and a half or so of supporting him. But something I wanted to touch on too, just in work ethic and impact that he was able to make in the position he's in. It's a thankless job. Everyone's, especially these days, getting money or education paid for, and he was a lunch pail guy. Just showed up and created some unique bonds, and not just with his fellow guys in his position groups or fellow Orange County guys. He had an innate ability to resonate with the starting quarterback to the third string tackle, whatever it may be. And I think it goes back to, as we were talking about, our San Clemente ethos here, and not just being friends with the jocks. We surf, skate, moto, wakeboard, whatever it may be. Ryan Scheckler is a great friend of mine. And Nick and I both had that ability to kind of mesh and hang with a variety of different friend groups. And that's huge going into a locker room, as Brian knows.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's valuable because everyone comes from different walks of life, especially as you go up in levels. Those people are from a bigger demographic, right? So you have people from the East Coast, from the South, from the Midwest, from California, and you have to find ways to find common ground. And not everybody can do it. A lot of people just go in their comfort zone or whatever, but those kind of people you quickly recognize. And as a coach, you're like, oh, that's a guy, that's a glue guy.
Yeah.
That's a guy that
Yeah.
I don't, even if he's not great on the field, whatever,
Yep.
I need him around, and he's going to make that guy that is the first round freak. He's going to pull him out of his shell and help him be. So like,
And I think that's what Coach saw in him from day one. And you hit on that. Another great story I was wanting to tell. I can't remember the timing. I want to say it was more so the camp going into his sophomore year, redshirt freshman, months before we lost him. And he was, had a year under his belt, was picking up steam. He was, on track to be a contributor in all 4 special teams and traveling and out there on the field. But more importantly, he was a scout team receiver. So he'd be going against our starting defense, who was Anthony Barr, Eric Kendricks, Jordan Zumwalt, Miles Jack, just to name a few that are, studs and also friends to this day. And he was tearing them up one practice, and the defensive coordinator, Jeff Olbrich, just was his favorite.
Badass.
He's
I
like,
played
hey,
with him at San Francisco.
Dude, he's bad.
Rookie season.
that's the man.
He's the man.
Shout out Coach Olbrich.
Yeah, he's
Nick's
the man.
biggest fan and advocate to get him on special teams, because he saw the work that he was putting in against his defense and making them better on a day-to-day basis. But Nick ran a slant across the middle, and Jordan Zumwalt from Edison decapitated him.
Lit him up. Lit him up.
And, secured the catch, got up, and talked a little San Clemente shit.
Spun
That's
the
it.
ball.
Said, that's all you got. I'll keep going.
Yeah.
And so they coined him Pac-Man or Pacquiao after that, because he wasn't going to back down to anyone, and he gave all the boys a look. So that was another story that came to light after Nick's passing, because he was a man of few words and very humble, and didn't want to thump his chest as to the accomplishments that he was making. So I had that clip sent to me, and stories told from all the buddies. That was really cool and enlightening to see that he carried on that San Clemente toughness up there.
So Nick is getting a foothold on this Bruin team, capturing the hearts of his teammates and coaches, and then there's a tragic loss. Like that hits you like a ton of bricks.
For sure.
Right?
So yeah, it was the week before. It was, I want to say, week 2 against Nevada. Fortunately, the boys were handling him, and Nick got to fulfill his dream of, getting out there. And I got one play against Nevada. And then the following week was a bye, and he was home. And unfortunately, we know the story there, but worst day of our lives. And you can tell a lot about people when tragedy and trials hit, and everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. And even us, being strong, tight-knit family, really didn't know what to do in this community. The Bruin family, Coach Mora, were there at our doorstep on Sunday, September 8th in 2013. And from there, it was forever changed. And as much as we want him back, there's been a ton of, a lot of positives that have come from it, from this foundation, and remembering his legacy and giving back to student athletes and other organizations, learning more about his time at UCLA and the friendships that were cultivated there that have now become family of ours. So as difficult as that's been, we've had a lot of fulfillment, and then the full circle moment of building my own family here in San Clemente with boys that are 2 and 3 and my daughter that's 6. That kind of fills our cup and gives us a bit of perspective and seeing a lot of the traits and physical attributes as well.
For sure.
That Nick had. So
Yeah, life's precious.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time,
Really
never
is.
take a day.
Short.
Yeah, it's so short. Yeah, never take a day, for
Swear.
granted. And
No.
on that day,
So how do you just like being a dad and a sibling, I would want to curl up and just not want to talk about it, not want to do anything.
yeah,
How do you get up and start a foundation? How do you get up and no, we're going to remember Nick for this? Like what are we doing as a family? What are we doing? Like, where did you guys pull that strength from?
I think Coach Mora, Coach Ortiz, and just our community and our family and friends putting their arms around us and encouraging us, and maybe leaning on some other people that are a part of this fraternity that gave us a little roadmap for success. I don't know if it was because obviously just Nick's organic impact that he made, with a little bit of UCLA flair around to it that made the story bigger than it was at the time. And we can only do so much with a few bouquets of roses. And so we had a family friend of ours that had the idea to put together a 501c3 and didn't really have a vision or idea of what that looked like. Don't get me wrong. We
Sure.
were living in a fog for a handful of years and just trying to figure it out. So we had a great team around us to start the foundation, had some money coming in, and then had the idea. Mary Mulligan Crapo, who's a cornerstone in this community in women's basketball, great family friend, grew up with Connor, and she had her teeth into everything at the high school and had the idea to do the 5K run walk. We charged $36. It was inclusive for families and kids, all walks of life. And that was a pretty simple, low barrier to entry for a new business, a new small foundation. But I was up at UCLA, got a job opportunity to go up there. We all have day jobs, and we're just trying to make that painful day a little bit more celebratory. And if we're able to give out a couple $1,000s on the way, then so be it.
Right.
And then after my UCLA stint, I can speak on that a little bit later, came back home, and I was getting invited to a lot of golf tournaments. And why don't we just do this ourselves? You know, there's still a lot of work going into putting on this 5K. It started from about 200 runners all the way up to 750 runners after 4 years of doing it.
You're running in town?
Just ran
At the high school.
at the high school, and there's only so
definitely-
much you can do within that space, from different food and beverage vendors and fundraising. It was kind of like running the race, great celebration and done, but not a way. As we were getting that fulfillment of giving more, we realized, oh shoot, we're gonna have to make some more if we want to impact more lives, and that's where the golf tournament thing came up in 2019.
Killer. And that's been successful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Huge.
So yeah, we started at Talega in 2019 and sold out quickly, and it was a raving success and 10x the amount of money that we were able to bring in. And don't get me wrong, it's extremely difficult to run a charity tournament. We thought, that went pretty smooth and easy. We should go up to Bella, where my dad and I are members, and they've got 27 holes up there. Let's just take it from 144 across 18 to 208 across 27. And so we're coming up.
Here we go. Fast forward.
It'll be the 8th annual NPF Golf Invitational, October 9th here at Bella Colina. It's sold out every year, and
It's an invitational now. It really
Isn't that bitching just the support?
Brian, what you said, this was all Nick.
Yeah.
Because what's happened is because of him and what he stood for. It was, and it continues to be incredible. Like, I pinch myself, we pinch ourselves, like, this is insane. And we've learned the silver line, like AJ said, is that us giving back, I never thought in my life. I've learned so much about giving. I'd rather give than receive any day of the week. That's what I've learned from this whole process. And it's because of Nick and all the people that he touched. And it just keeps growing and growing. And that's what we want to do. We want to grow this thing so we can keep giving back. You guys have the list there, but the amount of money that we've been able to give back to these San Clemente high school athletes,
So cool.
walk-ons,
Yeah.
which, it helps them. We gave out $15,000 last week, 2 weeks ago at the senior awards.
So cool.
3 different individuals got $5,000. Amazing. AJ knows more about that.
3 incredible girls that we're so excited about. A couple softball players, one going to Montana State and NYU, and then another soccer, basketball, dual sport athlete going to Villanova. But the resumes that they're putting together these days are out of control. 4.65 GPAs.
It's incredible.
I didn't know.
I had
4.6.
I don't know what that was. I'd ask Claude to make sure this was real.
So do you have, how are you picking?
So,
Like, is it is it specifically for a walk-on spot?
Coach Hammer and I put this together, and AJ it's been since 2019. We put together a whole list of boxes they had to check, but the coaches do it.
Gotcha.
So the coaches, they're basically funneled through the coach.
Each coach can nominate a player that
Gotcha.
embodies these characteristics, meets
Gotcha.
these parameters, so it'll narrow it down. We're not flooded in with hundreds of letters. So get anywhere.
It comes to the board, and then we all pick the top ones. It's usually one, but
Gotcha.
lately it's
1 to
like
3.
1 to 3.
Cool.
And it's been really good.
Also,
You asked a question. It is a walk-on typically.
It is not.
Oh,
That's
it's not.
the UCLA thing.
It does not have to be UCLA. It doesn't have to be.
No, but
Boyers,
are you doing something
specific.
also at UCLA?
Yes.
Correct. Yeah. So we do our scholarships for student athletes at San Clemente, anywhere from one to three throughout the years. We partner with some local organizations like the Sheckler Foundation, Fish for Life, and a handful of other San Clemente athletes, youth sports, and then with NIL and money legally being able to be exchanged. We've been involved at UCLA. So Nick's number up at UCLA has been passed down. There's been 4 guys that have worn that number. The first 2 on Alex Johnson and Ethan Fernia, who went to play for DB for the Giants and receiver for the Colts. Were pre-NIL.
So we couldn't give them no.
Got to wear the number with pride and gave us much fulfillment.
Sorry.
And those guys are walk-ons that are either on the path to receive a scholarship or most likely when they get the number, they are rewarded with a scholarship as well.
Right.
And then we've been able to cut them a check. So it's cool to not only see Nick number 36 at the Rose Bowl and beyond every Saturday, and then Coach Ortiz down here at San Clemente has got the number 10 patches on the chest and that cool NP10 rock garden up on the hill there that the seniors paint before week 1 of the season every year. So extremely meaningful to still see.
Sure.
It's a testament to all of his work and impact that he's made that we're here 13 years later.
That's it. The impact, right?
Yeah. So the last 2 guys at UCLA, we've given $10,000 checks.
Joshua Swift.
Yeah, Joshua Swift, outstanding young man. It's really crazy how well they do at picking these kids. And then now, currently
Wyatt Moiser.
Yeah, Wyatt. He's from Yorba Linda, 5th year. He's going to play this year. We were just at practice and met with him. Got to meet the new coach, Bob Chesney. Amazing young coach. This guy's got a lot of juice.
For sure.
Very exciting.
And those new staffs are aware of the program stories, and they are like, we're keeping this shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So Coach Moore did a really good job, obviously. And then Chip came in, and Jerry really drove the bus when Chip was there on that. And then Deshaun, obviously, when he was there, same thing. And then we met Bob 4 weeks ago at practice, and he knew way more than I thought he knew. But he wants to keep it going and very excited, and they
that legacy
open arms for us. So it's been really cool. So it's
like my kids, Jeff's kids, Ryan, your kids will know Nick.
Yep.
Will know the Pasquale family.
Yep.
Will the impact and the legacy.
And it's our job now to continue to
100%.
Push that and keep that legacy going.
Yeah.
It trips me out when we
to
were looking at all this stuff. Like I was telling you guys earlier, like when I was playing, it's kind of a head down, almost a selfish lack of awareness to a certain extent, right? So like when I'm playing, I'm in New Orleans, I'm not paying attention. I know there's stuff happening in town
now,
but you're not paying attention. So when all this stuff was happening with Nick, his success at UCLA, then the tragic accident and the aftermath, I wish I was a little bit more with it and could have been more helpful or more involved. So I kind of apologize for that. But
no apology necessary.
But the path of Nick and myself, I walked on at Cal. I earned a scholarship. I was undrafted in the NFL. Like I think Nick was on that path.
He was.
So like for you guys to continue his legacy, I was number 63 at Cal. He was 36 at UCLA. There's just all these weird
and Coach
Moore. Like there's so many weird synchrons. I'm like, I would like to, put it out there, help any way I can. I think what you guys are doing is awesome and giving kids the opportunity to pursue their dreams with that little extra financial help. So I love it. I think it's awesome to come out of such a tragic, I'm sure at certain points there was no light, right?
It was brutal. But to AJ's point, our community rallied. I sat everybody down and went, look, man, we're going forward. And we're not hiding, we're not running, we're going to the light. And this is what Nick would do. Yeah. And that was, as a father, I thought that was the thing. And then, like I said, Coach Moore was so amazing, and the Bruin family wrapping their arms around us and picking us up when we needed to be picked up, and the way they treated us. They did Bruin walk, and to this day, that's
awesome.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Believe me, it was more healing for us than he knew, for all of us. And the way they treated us was unbelievable. And same thing with San Clemente football in this town. There's a lot of people like, I can't believe you guys are out. I can't, going back when it actually happened, this was not normal. This was almost globally. It wasn't like, oh my God, this tragic accident. It
Right.
was, but it was blown out.
Yeah.
We were being interviewed every time we turned around,
Right.
from newspaper guys to the TV. And after a while, I was wrung out. He was wrung out. It was really hard.
Yeah.
But then you get past that and you try to take the silver lining the best you can. And that's what we've done. And now it helps us be able to give back to to the community and wherever we can.
And this
Sure.
community it gives a ton, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think to this day, we've got a local family, military family that's lived all over the world. And just the other day, I was having a conversation with them, and they've invested into Salty Turf as well. They said San Clemente is the only place we've ever lived where it truly feels like home.
Right.
And it just speaks to how special it is, and to see the support for you guys. And
It
yeah,
is.
it's
It-
unbelievable.
it's
So
all true.
that stayed true this many years later. We still do have that community of people that are willing
Yeah.
to step in and support and love the city and love the people and love where we live.
Yep. San Clemente is a special, special, special town, and always will be. It's an amazing spot.
Well, people like you guys make it special. So
And that's why you've never left. I never left either. I'm like, where are you going to go?
Yeah, you're not.
Why would you want to
We
leave?
live heaven on earth, as I say. San
Yeah.
Clemente is heaven on earth. It's the greatest people, climate, everything that we live here
Yeah.
and get to enjoy this beautiful place.
so golf, October 9th,
Yep. Friday.
invitation only. So don't even bother signing
I
up.
was going to say, where do we shout that out? Pasquale.
Yeah.
No. That's invite
awesome.
only. I love
It's
it.
an invitational. We're blessed.
We're come celebrate.
Yeah.
I know there's a ton of events and golf tournaments out there. I'm a
Yeah.
bit biased, but I
Yeah.
promise there's an energy and juice in the air because of the people that are there, in celebration and fellowship and remembering Nick. So I'm excited to have you guys be a part of that for
I'm
this year
excited.
and beyond. And so pumped up for Salty Turf. Congrats to you guys.
Thank you.
My whole family.
Maybe we could do like a little live pre golf podcast or something.
We
It'd
should.
be awesome.
Yeah,
I
we
was
should.
gonna
It'd be
run the idea
awesome.
of you guys running, kind of doing a little salty, putting contest.
Absolutely.
If we wanted to run a live pod, we'll have a handful of,
Just get some of
influential
those-
people on site.
Yeah,
And it would just be
businesses.
fun.
It's
It would just
an
be fun.
incredible scene. We've done the board, my wife, my daughter-in-law, AJ, Johnny Adams. I can't go without mentioning him. Amazing. And then Lisa Kreitzer is same. Our team's insane. And AJ's and my wife got this thing so dialed in. It's like, it's just punch and go now. And everybody just wants to come back, the sponsors. And you were asking where to go. We go to the Nick Pasquale Foundation, .com, and we have a website there, and donations, all that good stuff. It just helps the cause, and
Sure.
we're just so fired up for what the event that we're planning this year is going to be. Really off the charts. We're so excited for it.
Love it.
And this is the eighth year in a row? Eighth consecutive year?
Eighth year. Yep.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah,
At Bella Colina.
At Bella
and
Colina.
it's awesome. It's a good day.
And a ton of great local, love supporting local businesses and vendors, from Nick at Ballpark to El Ranchito, Happy Coffee Club, Boys and
Rainbow
Red-
Sandals,
Rainbow
Ben
Sandals,
Sheckler
Rip
Foundation.
Jerky. I mean, all the local.
They're
places.
awesome.
Sure.
And we can't do it without them, man, because they do such a great job to help us.
It takes a village,
It does.
not only for coaching your kids and raising your family, but to supporting these kind of causes. And so kudos to you guys for doing it, being out there, and really continuing Nick's legacy, because his story, it could be a movie,
Yeah, it could.
So
And it may be.
Well, I will tell you real quick. We got approached to do it.
Yeah.
And I said, nope.
Really.
thanks.
Yeah.
Hard no.
I'm not going to do it. Because I don't think I'll get twisted up wrong.
Yeah.
Because, I got approached and I said, I don't want to do it.
No, because it could change the entire narrative of what you guys have built in the storyline.
Right. Ours is very
organically real.
organic,
Yep.
rooted in
Yep.
San Clemente. I wanted to keep that way. I don't want
Absolutely.
somebody taking it and twisting it, and
Mm-mm.
then believe me, that probably would have
Embellishing all of. Yep. Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
because everybody wants the gory details. That's what I found out through the media.
For sure.
That's all they want to know. And I'm not
Easter
doing that.
famine. They want the
It's
clicks.
They
They want the clicks.
No, it's really, that's their business.
Right.
Sad, but true.
Regardless, we're the amount of interviews and things that we've done over the years, maybe more so early on when it was hot in the pan, but super pumped up to kind of have this platform to share our story, and just get connected with you guys.
It's
and
an
see what we
incredible
can do.
story. Yeah. And like Brian said, anything we can do to support and help in any way, we absolutely
We
will.
appreciate that.
For sure. That's what it's all about. That's San
For sure.
Clemente in a nutshell. Hey, how can we help you? You
Yep.
want to be a part of it, and everybody wants to support each other, and that's what's great about this little, like you said, this little bubble of
Yeah, and we've all got
disaster.
we've all got young kids now, right? Like we're doing
You
it
guys
for a
are
bigger
You're
purpose.
about to go get on the ride, and it's fun.
Bleacher years.
Yeah,
exactly.
enjoy it. It's so much fun.
I tell Brian I've coached my son in football the last 3 years, and it's the funnest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, you did the Pop Warner thing.
Yep.
That's
He'll
great.
be 11 this year. Oh my gosh, it's the best.
Yeah,
Well,
It's the
you have to
best.
keep me in the loop, and I'm gonna have to be a
For sure.
offensive analyst or something.
Absolutely.
Test out.
No, we've sat here and watched film on this TV, right? It's the best thing
You
ever.
know what I thought about this morning?
I'm like, I could do this forever. I could sit here, talk football, watch film, scheme against Michigan. Or it's the best.
whoever. We were just at
Yeah.
Happy Coffee before we came here, and there's this. I was telling AJ he had his screen up, and he had all these plays, and I'm like, let's break
Flag
film
football?
down. Yeah, it's like
It's the best, right?
He's like 10 or 11 years old. He's sitting there and got all these charts up. I'm like,
So
awesome.
not everyone's soft. They're
Yes.
putting in the work.
For
7:30 Monday morning at the coffee.
Yeah.
shop, getting his
This
plays
guy's
in.
breaking film down. I'm like, awesome. I don't know who he was, but
But he was doing it.
he was doing
For
it.
his 8-year-old flag football team.
Yeah.
It's great.
Probably. That was pretty
All
fun.
stops until they stop it. That's when you start coaching that. Quick slants and all stops. If you can't stop it, we'll just march down the field and
Yeah.
All day.
Keep running it.
Yep.
A lot of these coaches try
get out of your 3-3.
Yep.
Sweep till they weep.
Yeah.
Sweep till they weep. Absolutely. A lot of these coaches try to get too fancy, too cute. You
Are
know,
they still running like just a 44? Because that's what they ran back in the day, and they never come out of it. That's all they ran was a 44. I'm like, what are these guys doing? Like,
I know.
I don't, whatever. I'm sure it's changed a lot now, but that's what they used to do.
Yep.
I don't know what is that the ticket. What's the move?
In
My idea, it's like run a bear defense.
right, and that's basically what we did.
Yeah.
And you put your best guys at corner.
What is that, a 5-3 or?
Yeah, that's
Just
basically
cover all the gaps.
Yep.
Make them block everybody, and then
Yeah.
let your linebackers
Yep.
make the plays.
Yep.
when you're in a 44 at that level, you can do a lot of things.
Yeah,
Offensively.
for sure.
Yeah, so
I'm excited.
It is fun. I'm jealous that you get to do that right now, because that was some of the greatest times of my life and my boys' lives, and memories that are just amazing. So
Friendships, memories,
Everything.
all of it. Yeah,
All of it.
all of it. Absolutely.
and then it happens fast.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
all I can
We've
say.
got the boys right now down at T Street and the beach working out. We
See?
call it a beach workout.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta
absolutely.
do it,
You
man.
have to do it.
Got to do
You
it.
got to do
Are
it.
you doing it with them?
Yeah, I am. Dude, I get in there. I'm one of the few. I'm like, I'll sprint with these boys.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
Do it.
So
Absolutely.
for 4 days.
May pull a hammy from time to time.
That's right.
No, but you see these kids, and I think we've got a very talented group of kids coming up through the ranks right now.
Me too.
Yeah,
A lot
and
of
that's
really good
that's
athletes.
That's the whole purpose why this thing was made back in the day, and you have to have a feeder program. That's why San Clemente's
Yes.
been so good for so long because of it.
Other cities don't do that.
Not really. They're trying.
Yeah.
But it's
trying.
hard. You see, it's
It's
hard.
hard.
It's hard to
hard.
put together. It's hard to put the structure.
Santa
It's hard to get
Margarita
it
does a
behind.
pretty good job.
Yeah.
But San Clemente, I think, does a better job. They have so many teams up there.
They pull from a huge area.
Yeah, and they have a lot of different. We got San Clemente.
Yeah.
So
Just San Clemente. Yeah,
Pretty
that's
much.
it. Yeah, Santa Margarita pulls from a huge group.
and they can go to a lot of different places.
It's so wild though, going up and playing the Lakewoods of the world.
Oh.
Oranges. I'm like, these boys are huge. And those boys, they also live a different life, right?
They do.
They're not eating off the same type of plate our kids are in San Clemente are. Like they are some big, nasty, mean boys.
I'm going to tell you one more story real quick about him, about AJ. We're playing Lakewood. He got sick, like really sick. And we hadn't lost a game. And back to Tim Wilson, I go, man, go tell him he's got it. You know, we're gonna use him a little bit. I just need 3 touchdowns and we'll win. This is not a proud moment for me. So he was literally sick on the way up there. It was hot. And I'm like, oh my God. I go, Tim, go ask him if he can just like 2 plays. I'm good. All right, put him in. He went for like 40 yards, touchdown. Yes. I go, sit down, go drink. So we get the ball back. I go, got one more in you? Yeah, one more. Scores another one. So now we're up by 2. And I'm like, yeah, because this was one of the better teams that we had to beat to get a good spot in the playoffs. So like, one more. He comes back, scores again. He touched it 3 times, scored, got 3 touchdowns. And I go, you're done.
You're done.
Go sit down.
That's a Gatorade, bro.
Yeah. So anyways, that was fun. That was fun.
It's so smart though to have.
He probably didn't have fun, but I did.
Yeah.
But to have another coach coaching your boy for whatever reason, your own kid does not respond the same way to you.
He probably told me to shove it, but
Oh, for sure. But to Tim, yeah, he's
Tim,
no,
like,
okay,
oh,
coach.
man.
Yeah.
That was fun. So
Right on.
Very good.
Outro, Jeff.
Anything else? I
I mean, we
I
could
want
just-
more stories. I just want to sit back and continue to listen to the. I mean, it's unbelievable.
I got crazy stuff, but San Clemente High School's been part of it too. You know, we've had some great runs and with Coach Ortiz and Coach Hamro and even Coach Patton.
Mhm.
And you know, some of the horrific losses but got us to where we started winning. And you got to lose those games to win. And that part I learned. It's hard, man. But the kids have to taste it. And if you have the right guys that are there, that they're young enough and they remember it, and that's why we went on a run because of that.
Yeah.
You know, we lost a couple CIF finals that hurt bad, really bad. So it tasted, but then they know what it takes. And that's what it was.
And those losses stick with
Oh,
you
man,
in
you
a
don't
way.
forget. We lost that game at Cyprus against La Habra on the last play of the game. I remember I was with Hamro, and I thought we had it. And John's, there was 20 seconds. It was Melvin. There's 20 seconds left. I'm like, that we're gonna win. No, we're not. No, we're not. Seeing as it's not over. It's not over. But he was right. It wasn't over. And they kicked the ball off. One of our guys decides to go plow them. 15-yard penalty. Oh yeah. And then it was bad. And then oh
Yeah.
man. I literally ran that back 175 times when I got home that night. I'm just like, how did that just happen?
20 seconds.
Just like that. And they went 50 yards. It was,
You can't write it. You can't write the script on these things.
and the guy does a toe dragger with no time on the clock. And you're like, what? That just happened
For a touchdown to win it.
to win it.
Ugh.
And there, it was rough, man. But like I said, the coaches, the players, we did not forget that. And then the next year we ended up winning it. So, it takes that sometimes, you know,
The beauty of sport is learning from those lessons, or even learning from the losses.
everything.
That
in
one.
life to make
Yeah.
it.
that
Make
thing,
you
that was
better.
brutal.
Yeah.
When I was at UCLA for that year stint, it was an incredible peek behind the curtain and opportunity to be a part of a team, learn about Nick's time there, cultivate my own relationships. You know, but what made me want to come back home and get out of that profession of scouting and recruiting, potentially be a general manager, was that the losses hurt way
Oh.
more than the wins felt
Good.
And the only way to fix it is victory.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, and
And
we
it
only,
happens once a week.
we only lost a couple times when I was there, and they were 2 of the worst weeks of my life. I don't know if I'm built for
I
a
can't
whole
handle
lifetime
it.
of
Yeah.
this.
Too
Yeah.
much.
No, those GMs and those coaches that can handle those losses. I mean, you got to be a different breed.
Yep.
I'll tell you one quick story. I just remembered USC, UCLA at the Rose Bowl,
Yeah.
and Coach Morrell, you know, always had us down in the locker room. We do whatever we want. And I was walking out of the locker room, and he was coming out of the coach's office. They have a little coach's office in there. And we literally walked together like this, and I feel this arm come over my shoulder, and it was just me and him. It was kind of really magical moment for me. And I can the play. It's literally right before kickoff. This place is packed to the gills.
Yeah.
And I'm literally was feeling sick to my stomach for him because I'm like, we have to win. We have to win this game. And I go, how do you do this? He goes, I was born to do this, Mel.
I love it.
I'm like, this is so like intense. Like my hair on my neck was standing up. And I'm like, this is so unbelievable. You're at the Rose Bowl. And the first drive, I remember we got the ball, we went down, and Brett throws a freaking pick right because I was standing on the side. I'm like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me right now. Well, we ended up calming down and winning the game. But it's so intense at the level that these guys live, to your point. Like, I'm not built for that. I'm just not built for that. But it was kind of some of the cool stuff we got to do and witness.
So you still to this day are involved with San Clemente? Like, are you just going to the games and just
I just
enjoying
go to the games now? Now I'm with AJ and the kids. You know, we bring the grandkids and we just go to the sidelines and coach. You know,
he's a motivational speaker. He's
he will give a speech.
Jaime brings me in. Yeah, he brings me in, and I.
Yeah.
I'm not.
That's the best job.
I'm not a loss for words usually, or like if I go to watch a passing league, he'll bring me in, and I love doing that. He let me do the speech for the state championship game, which
that's awesome.
It was. I'm glad he told me like about an hour before because I don't think I would have been able to sleep. But that was one of the greatest things I got to do.
What was your message?
I got in front of him and I said, you guys, this is about us. It's not about anybody else. It's not about the noise. It's about us, all the hard work that y'all put in. And guess what? It's all earned. No, those guys are not going to lay down. That's a very good football team. But if you go play Triton football and be the badasses that you are, and you take everything you've done for the last 6 months and you put it on the field tonight, you will be victorious, and we'll be in here having a party tonight. Yeah. And they did. It was a really good group of kids, man. Yeah. They were.
You got me chills.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go to battle.
Yeah. Oh, they were. That was a really special moment for me, and having Coach Ortiz trusting me to do that was really, really cool, and I'll never forget that. It was so much darn fun. But, you know, we're tight. Jaime and I and AJ, we're really tight, and the Tritons, and we help out. As a matter of fact, they're going to Hawaii, and we're helping out with that as well.
This year.
Yeah. So we're cutting them a big check to help.
At the golf tournament.
Trip to Hawaii.
Triton golf tournament's July 10th. Oh, Sammy.
Yeah,
Sammy D.
We're talking about we're in Vegas for a basketball tournament.
Are you really?
I'm like, gosh dang.
Ryan.
I know. I know.
Can you make it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we're gonna do a
July 10th.
Yes. Yeah. Induct Sam. Let him into the Hall of Fame. He's gonna be part of the team. And really excited for a great day. And
it's a fun tournament.
Well, we're gonna help out to get those guys to Hawaii.
Sweet.
Do they still go every? What was it? 4 years?
It was like 4 years, but they're taking a little hiatus.
No, we haven't gone. They hadn't gone since when Nick. That's the last.
God, that was one of the best experiences ever, though.
Did you do it?
I did.
With Mac?
No, Patton.
Patton. What?
Two.
Oh yeah.
St. Louis.
Exactly. Yeah. Goodness gracious, dude.
Idea. We don't do that.
Terrible idea.
We don't do that anymore.
No, we
those guys were the meanest, biggest, strongest. I mean,
it can ruin your year because that's week 1.
Yeah, I know.
I think that was a year when everybody got wiped out, right?
We got our asses handed to us, 42 to something.
Yeah, it's not. So,
but it was still one of the best experiences.
So this year they're going to Kauai.
You were there, Brian, right? Yeah, no? Yeah, you were a junior.
Yeah, I had to block a guy who was going to University of Washington. That was like a friggin' first start.
Yeah.
I did 2 of them.
I was just thinking we skipped over a big moment for us in the Nebraska game.
Oh yeah.
The week that Nick passed, and just talk about the inclusion that Coach Mora and their whole family gave to us, and had us up on the Friday before the team out, and got to watch walkthroughs, and then
we're
pulled into the team meeting room, and that was our first time seeing
The team.
all of his brothers and his team since everything. They all drove down the morning of. But anyways, he just looking his brothers in the eyes and seeing the pain and the hurt and the fog that all of us were living in, and for us to show up and run towards it and then run away from it, I think was extremely meaningful for not only them but healing for us. I don't remember the specific
I do remember that
message.
Yeah, that was, but once again, I was, thank God he didn't tell me prior to, he kind of like snuck that in at the last second, but it needed to be done. And of course they went and won, came back, and just absolutely smoked them in the second half. It was crazy. Like you go back and watch that game, and it's, that was a very special team too. It's,
Sure.
I'm surprised they didn't go a little bit deeper because they had some serious ballers on that team.
We'll link it for you guys, but both teams were top 20 teams, and we had beat them the year before, Nick's freshman year at the Rose Bowl. Nebraska's an incredible program and even better fan base, and we were going out there on a massive road game, hostile environment with a team that was expected to do well and dealing with this tragedy. We came out, we were down 21-10, playing undisciplined football, and went in at halftime. Everyone, we were all down, had a watch party at OC Tavern. We were on the verge of going home and just mailing it in. And they came out and we scored another 21 unanswered points to go 41-21 at Nebraska. Coach Mora gave an emotional, they had a turnover. He said the first turnover, we're getting the ball to the Pasquales.
Yeah.
In the second half, we got picked. He came and ran over and gave it to Coach Mora. That eventually was delivered to us in the mantle to this day. And then in his interview, he shouted us out, said, Mel, Lori, AJ, we got one for you. We got one for Nick. Can't wait to see you guys. And so, that's just like the testament of the impact. Brett Hundley, after scoring a touchdown, came over holding up his towel with, RIP 36.
By the way, we got sued by the Associated Press for that photo.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it's crazy.
I hope you guys can sleep at night.
I had to pay him $350, but
still was a joke. Anyways.
But that wasn't and back to that was an influential, impactful moment for us 1 week after losing Nick, and not just a flash in the pan of a cool story to where they made those gestures back September 15th, 2013. I was just with Brett at a UCLA quarterback gala a month ago and pick up right where we left off. So
awesome.
God, that's cool. Incredible.
Brothers for life.
Yeah, link that game. I want to go watch that.
It was insane. It's crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, football.
If you don't believe in God, then you got to watch that and let me know.
Something else is working.
You guys probably had to rely on your faith quite a bit throughout that.
Oh, huge.
Yep.
Huge.
Every day.
Huge.
Absolutely. It's certainly you get a little more callous built up. It's still something we live with to this day for sure. Get stronger and stronger, but the wounds are still there, and as I said, get fulfillment and giving back to the next generation, and then raising my own generation of kids is
doing it right, fellas.
Yep. And Grandpa, right?
Yeah.
Probably one of the
best.
Is it the best?
Yeah. I have to put a shout out to my granddaughter Quinn, my grandsons Colt and Knox. These guys are my being. It's what I do, and my wife and I and Hannah, like it's what we live for right now. And always say I love you to all your people. Smell the coffees, smell the flowers, because sometimes that gets put to the side and put you back into reality real quick. But yeah, it's that's what we live for right now, and we spend a lot of time together, and we love it. And so
it's crazy. Full circle.
Unbelievable.
My daughter just finished school at Truman Benedict, having Miss Barrera, who was there, and Mr. Colapinto, who was my first grade teacher. You got Griff and Crosby tearing it up on tour, and Cole. So just love seeing the next generation come through and crushing it, and still having a lot of that original ethos that makes us so special. So
very cool.
Really, really fired up to be able to raise my family here, less than a mile away from my childhood home, and have this foundation and a lot bigger perspective and things to accomplish. And stoked that even though we've all been running in the same circles, to partner up here and make a bigger splash for years ahead.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, I'm sure Brian and I could sit here for the next 8 hours asking you guys questions. But yep, Mel, AJ, Pasquale family, thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thanks
It's been
for
a
having
pleasure.
us, man.
Unbelievable story. Fired up to back, support, be involved in all ways possible. So yeah, thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Wait, I got to get to my tea time at Salty
Yeah.
Turf. I'm running a little
4
late.
o'clock.
Yeah.